everybody. Welcome to Moving Forward with Audrey Now. We are a healing podcast. I hope you can hear us. I hope you can see us and not that awful, annoying noise that my laptop sometimes now makes. So, today our topic, the guides have said no politics, so I do not discuss politics here. Okay, it's starting to make that noise. I am going to discuss, however, no, that doesn't work either. I've discussed this before. I have a book on it. I have a course on it. But it's still here on the earth. Why does racism exist? That's what I'm going to call this. Why does racism exist? So get ready to listen. I have not prepared this in advance. I'm doing it quote unquote extemporaneously as it comes forth through the guides to me, to you. And why is the picture getting dark? Okay, so it might depend how the sun is moving. Yeah, that's what it is. I'm using the light from the window. It changes, that's it. We will deal with it because that's what there is. I could move this up, but then it gets a little too much. Okay, so our affirmation for today is, I allow myself to see and meet people and greet them from the inside out. I allow myself to see and meet people and greet them from the inside out. Once again, I allow myself to see and greet people and meet them and understand them from the inside out. Why do I say that? Because for many years, okay, many years, I've been on the earth over 80 years. I moved out of my parents' house when I was 23. I've been on my own for 60 years, good, bad, or indifferent. Could I have done better? Yes. Could I have done worse? Yes. This is how I'm doing. That's it. Did I come from a family that believes everything I believe? No. Neither did you. Most of us have different belief systems than some of the members of our family. I gave us the affirmation, the breathing attunement. We're going to keep it simple because I really want to discuss this. I am so beyond over this whole racism nonsense. Why do we have it? People have it from conditioning, from fear, from insecurity, from inadequacy, and quite frankly, from stupidity. And yes, I'm using that word. Dumbass. Okay? I can say dumbass, but it's stupid. It is dumb. When somebody allows racism to keep them from meeting amazing people, they are narrowing and making smaller their life. Do I think that's smart? Nope. Nope. And who do I personally think, you didn't ask, but I'm going to tell you, are some of the most insecure people on this planet? I think it's white people. And notice, I am what is called a white person. There are some who say, no, I'm not, because I have all this curly hair. This hair is, okay, the color is enhanced. Okay, I'm not good with gray. I like color. My frequency stones are color. My art is color. I live with color. I have to hold it carefully. It's a little bit heavy. It is a rock. These stones, and for the moment I'm not painting any more rocks. They can help you center, ground, help meditate, open your awareness. Simply looking at the art, there's crystals on them. They live in the gallery. And I do healing work of one kind or another every single day, putting out the vibration and energy of love and gratitude and that kind of stuff. So yes, now breathing. We're going to breathe it very simple. Count of 5 in, count of 3 retention, count of 5 out. That's what we're going to do. We're going to do it 5 times. So notice how you feel now. Sit comfortably. And if you're wondering, why do I focus on breathing? It's because so many people breathe incorrectly. So they get less oxygen in their bodies, to their cells, to their brain, to their heart, to their Merkaba, than they actually need. And then they can feel tired and exhausted. I know when I haven't had enough sleep, I definitely can feel tired and exhausted. So, sit comfortably. If you're in a position where you can take off your shoes, loosen your clothing, do it. If, on the other hand, you're driving a vehicle, you're taking care of a child, you're using a tool that requires your attention, obviously do that. Do that. Then come back to this podcast and do this. This is part of self-care. And self I spell capital S, little s, E-L-F, capital S, soul, essence, self. And we all have that. Little s, ego, personality, self. And we all have that. Unless you have evolved so beyond that, you are beyond that. I have personally not yet met that person or heard of them, although I know of people that are extremely advanced. I have not yet met them. So, sit comfortably, have your back straight, not rigid, straight. You could lean, this is a pillow, you can lean against the pillow. And there goes the noise, sorry. And inhale. Hold. Exhale. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Inhale. Hold. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Notice how you feel. And as you get good at this, and don't necessarily have to do, look at this light, this is all from the window changing. I'm not touching the window. This is the sun, and I am not going to touch this. I am simply going to let the world do what it does. Here I am. And as you get so you can do these breathing attunements, and I'm keeping them simple a lot lately. Simple, simple, simple. Also, you can add, you're breathing in shining white light. and you exhale, it cleanses you, it uplifts you, it brightens you. It can help purify you. My guides years ago had me breathing white light into the linings of all my cells. I do this daily, by the way, pretty much. And exhale and breathing golden light to the nucleus of all my cells. I do it with intention. I don't draw a picture of the cells and poke, and I'm an intuitive, I'm a psychic, I'm a healer. I do it that way. Wow, this is literally, the sun is doing something outside. This is the sun, and I haven't changed the windows at all. I am simply sitting here. I must look, however I look to you, I'm still a person, and allow this to be. So make sure that you are focusing on your breathing every single day. You can do it in the morning, you can do it in the afternoon, and you can do it at dusk. And you can do it longer than I do this. I do it longer usually when I'm simply doing it for myself. Do it till you feel the difference. You can start like this, and then your inhalations and exhalations can get slower and slower and slower. You will get more centered, more uplifted. You will cleanse yourself, if you really do this, of yuck energy. Have that intention that you are purifying and uplifting your being as you do this. Allow it to be so. And the energy that you're exhaling, send it to the universe, to source, whatever you call source. Whatever you, look, now you can see me again. Ta-da! Okay, send it to source. If it's what you think of as a negative, yucky energy, it's energy. Ask that it be transmuted. Now it's getting dark. Transmuted on the spot. You get a kick out of this. You'll notice I'm simply sitting here. I'm not changing the window. I am not changing the light bulb. I am allowing what's happening to happen. And sometimes, folks, in life, that's what you do. You set yourself up. You create your foundation. I meditated and breathed first and allowed. I got what we're going to talk about. Why does racism exist? To me, and they're telling me to watch my language, because if I don't, I can go language-wise to the street, and having a quote-unquote potty mouth on this podcast is not what I prefer. I'm getting a kick out of watching the light change. So why does racism exist? It's conditioning. It's conditioning. And usually, the person, people, or group that dislikes another has either been very insecure within itself, thinks that somehow or other it's superior or inferior. It's all nonsense. And do I personally believe that everything started in Africa? I do not. I am with, what's his name? It'll come to me. I apologize. I feel we had about 5 different places where humans evolved from. And I don't think we all started in the exact same place. And I definitely do not think we're all exactly the same. That's ludicrous to me. We have somewhat different body types. We have different ways of thinking, so you can grow and learn from another person that has a different cultural range than you, who has had different ancestral history than you. To me, some groups are better dancers, and I don't need you to show me somebody else who can dance. I already know about them, okay? But on the whole, that's different. So what do? I choose to learn. I choose to learn. What do you do? I don't know what you do. Let me know. I have a slew of friends who identify as black. Many. And they know I will use language like black, brown, beige, depending on coloration. Some people do that also. Some say mixed, some say black, some say... We all have our own way to identify. I have watched shows and participated with people who are mixed race, and they want to be called mixed race because that's their reality. Other people want them to choose one race, either for political advantage or because they may have felt thwarted, and have they been? Yes, on this earth, most people, not all, who look and identify as black have been misused, taken advantage of, sometimes been insulted, and from whom? Okay, I have to clean up my language right now because what I was going to say is not what the way I want to phrase it. Okay, usually from stupid white people. Even the stupid is not something I needed to add. But do I think it's stupid? Yes, I do. So you don't like that? So sorry. But why would anyone think that someone of another complexion is less than? Especially if the person has a darker complexion, is black. I don't mean a white person who got suntan, or an Asian person, or indigenous. And most indigenous people that I have seen, not all, are not white. They can be. Look, I was watching Netflix. It was a thing hosted by Zac Efron. It was a good show about nature and science and nature. And then I didn't look at all of them. I've seen it before. I don't need to look at the waist. As I said, I've seen that show before. Our species can be like little piglets making a mess. But I watched the one especially on indigenous. And what do you think I felt when the indigenous people they showed were white? The one time they have an opportunity to show brown people or blackish, which is different than people who categorize and call themselves black. It's a little different depending on where you are or not. And no, to me, there's a little bit of racism there. There is. They showed a few different indigenous. They were all white looking. Look, right now I live in Costa Rica. I know people who are indigenous. They are not white. They are beige, not so much. They are brown. Some are black. Some have straight hair. Some have curly. But white, that's not what they are. And I know somebody can be an albino. You don't need to tell me. I know that. And so to me, little racism and a lot gets sprinkled, and not everyone calls attention to it. Well, I am, and I'm doing it lovingly, because I am literally in the process of releasing judgment, period. And some of it I find challenging because I still absolutely dislike harm to children. And I still have some challenge releasing judgment on those who create that harm, whoever they may be, famous or not famous, any of that. That's a no to me. Absolutely no, you don't do that. So I have a book, Raising Race Consciousness, Healing Racism, Sexism, and Other Isms. I call it RRC for short, Raising Race Consciousness. I give away a free sample with the book. You can get it on my website, audreynow, audreyenow.com. You can check out the free sampler first to see if you like it, if you want it. Yes, it could challenge you. Do I feel certain white people, if not all of us, or black, or brown, or beige, or tan, or indigenous, or gold, or native, whatever, or from elsewhere, hybrids, need to be challenged? Yes, I do. I am so over this nonsense. It's so ridiculous. When I was much younger, it took courage, absolute courage, for me to start making friends with people that had brown skin, because that's not how I was cultured. And yet, I was told all people are equal. My mom taught me that all people have value, and then when I started doing what I chose to do, which was have friends that were brown, black, did that go over well? No, it didn't. It did not. Did I listen to or have to hear nonsense out of certain people's mouths? Yeah, I did. And the story I was going to tell, so I was born in Brooklyn. That is in New York. It's one of the boroughs. I'm Brooklyn born. And the area at the time, I don't know what it's called now, was East New York. And my whole family from my father's side, everyone had their own apartment. There were, I don't know, 5 of us, 5 different families. And I remember one of my aunts, I was maybe 14, and we were outside, and she was saying nasty stuff and using language. You can tell when somebody's using nasty language, their tone changes, their vibration changes, the look in their eyes changes, their posture changes. You can't feel or see that. Well, please enhance your sensitivity. I mean, I'm a born empath. I'm born with it. And my mother sometimes said I'm too sensitive, and I thought you're not sensitive enough. And I still had to heal. You're too sensitive. No, I'm not. Others need to enhance your sensitivity. So she was saying some nasty BS, and me at 14, possibly 15, one or the other, I opened my mouth. My ascendant is Aries. My Mars is in Leo. They connect. And I said certain things to her. I don't remember the words, but I said it in a nasty little way, the way many 15 or 14-year-olds can say. I didn't use a curse word. That was not part of how I spoke at that time. And I let her know what I thought of her for saying what she said. She was horrified that her brothers, my father was her brother's daughter was speaking this way, and told my mother, who was there, that I needed to be punished. Now, I will tell you straight up, I definitely could have said whatever I said nicer. No question. So what I did do, because I am a very decent human being, very real, I apologized to her for the way I said what I said. I did not apologize for what I said, and I told her that, and I still do not. I thought she was foolish, ridiculous, harmful, and a bunch of other things that I'm not going to go into. For those people who hold racism, anti-Semitism, anti-LGBTQ, and whatever other initials might be there, I haven't kept up with that, so I am not sure. And you think that makes you better? No. or who think one religion, whichever it might be, that is your pet religion, is the best. No! Frankly, all of them, every one that I have ever heard of have things that are incorrect in them. Does it help you to believe this stuff? No! And now with some of the things that is being discovered, uncovered, knowing that beings, not us, have been on this earth. According to Greg Braden and a few others, we became human about 200,000 years ago, maybe at most 300,000 years ago, when chromosome 2 was changed by whomever else, call it the Anunnaki, beings from above the sky. They were not God. Humans, or whatever we were at the time, may have perceived them as such because they were beyond what the human, they weren't really human then. They may have been Homo erectus before we became Homo sapiens. And then when it became Homo sapiens and we were dealing with these Anunnaki, some of whom wanted to help us, some of us just wanted us to be slaves. And they changed stuff, and there were beings from who the heck knows, so many places. Am I making this up? No! This is now provable. There were beings on the earth with extended skulls. Connect with Nassim Harriman for that. They actually tested them. They were not human. They were something else. Lived on the earth with us. Were they part of the Anunnaki? Maybe. So we all have some of that DNA in us. So some people think that makes us starseeds. I don't. Just makes us some kind of hybrid. Anyway, I see that I've got 2 minutes, so I'm going to condense and complete. Notice your own thoughts. Look at your group of friends. Do they all have the same complexion? Do you all have the same religion? Do you all come from the same place? Do you all sound the same? Have you attempted getting to know other people? Not DA people, dumbass, sorry, or DNS, dumb and stupid. Not them. Once you meet someone and that's what they are, you don't need to hang out with them. There are brilliant people of every kind of color, complexion, way of being. And if you refuse to allow yourself to know them, you simply don't know. And that puts you potentially in the class of DNS. And as I feel, and many of us feel, as we come through this challenging time of recess, which even I can get a little depressed from, and sometimes a little more than a little. And we come to the quote-unquote new earth, which is still this planet for most of us. It's the energy and vibration and consciousness that changes. If you want to live in that kind of world, be my guest. I am choosing to live in a loving, available world that allows all of us to flourish. All of us. And then we all benefit. So please, 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 help us create an enlightened planet. Like or love us, click, subscribe, thank you, and share if you like what we do here. If you'd like to share it, if it challenges you, even if you find you dislike being challenged, that means you need it, by the way. Please do that. And if you're going to ask, do I do readings? I do. Can you get any of my art? Yes. You can see some of it at AudreyNow, AudryeNow.com. And I have a lot more. So people, take care of yourself. This is my appreciation and gratitude. I am so so glad you're here. Notice how the color is changing on the screen. Bless you, grow, evolve, learn, dance. Blessings. Bye-bye.